Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Drive-Thru Plays. Today we're going to go through Space Hulk, which is based on the board game Space Hulk. Let's just get her started. So we can see here we have a very nice interface, nice 3D graphics, a lot of different things happening here. Just want to show you a couple of the digital features here. Now the game does come with a sort of a main campaign here. You have sort of a introductory scenario here, boarding the Sin of Damnation, and then you've got the Sin of Damnation there. You've got quite a few of different campaign scenarios you can go through. Then these other campaigns here, these are actually in-app purchases here. You can see that's $4.99 for that one, and then this one here is $2.99. So you should get a fair chunk of missions for some of these different things. You can get different skins for the different things. Another thing you can do here is you have the librarian here. Whoops, that's the shop. You have the librarian there. A couple different things. You can read the manual here, check out your achievements, and you've also got your banner configurator. You can unlock different banners in here, so we can go and play with the borders, change the border, change the shape and the color, and you can actually unlock patterns and different things like that. So that's pretty neat. It does have a hot seat and a multiplayer mode, which I played around a little bit with. So during a campaign, from what I can see, you're basically playing the the Space Hulk guys. I'm not familiar with the universe that much, but basically the humans in their their big armored outfits. But in multiplayer in the hot seat, you can basically swap, and one guy can play the Gene Stealers, and then the other guy can play the Imperium. That's it. So let's go ahead and just walk through basically the first scenario in the campaign. Now I've played the sort of intro tutorial. There's basically 3 scenarios, kind of get your feet wet there. But the game is sort of difficult. I've just been playing it on normal. I'm just kind of learning the game. So we'll do Sin of Damnation. We'll do the first one here, Suicide Mission. You can change difficulty. You can make it easy. You don't unlock achievements on easy, but you've got to do normal. And then if you do hard, there's actually like a timer on your different moves. So let's just start Suicide Mission. I've got the mic pointed at me, so you may not be able to quite hear this. But he's basically telling us what we're going to come in here. We're going to deploy our units here. Here's where we can expect the Gene Stealers to come in. Basically, our unit here has a flamethrower type of unit. We need to get him up over here and basically cleanse or take out this area here while trying to manage, fighting the different Gene Stealers. Now we will lose the mission if the guy with the flamethrower dies. Also, we don't want to run out of ammo in with the flamethrower unit. A lot of this game, playing through the tutorial and trying this one here, you really want to keep in mind what capabilities each of your units have. You have sergeants, which gives you a little bit of bonus for fighting. You've got some guys with different types of guns and guys that are a little bit better at melee combat and things like that. So you got to keep in mind basically tactically what's going on the different maps here, and who you've got positioned and facing is also very important as well. So let's go ahead and start this up. So the first thing to notice here is you got your objectives up there in the corner. We've got the map here. We can actually click on this little icon here, and then we can get an overall sense of where we're at and where everything's going. Haven't deployed anybody yet, but we will here in just a second. And so we've got here our initial deploy spaces here, and you can see the different units you have based on the different icons there for each of the squads. You can also see we've got the undo button and things over here. We can rotate the map around, things like that. So let's get this back to a nice spot. Oop. Buttons are a little bit small in general. I have medium to large size hands. It's not too bad, but so let's go ahead and just deploy these guys. Where's our flamethrower? So he's in the middle there, so we're going to deploy him here. I'll put the flamethrower in the middle and then do the other guys here, and then we're going to hit the deploy button. Usually you start every mission like that. Got some cool graphics going on there. Gene Stealers are going to take their turn. Okay, so the way that this works, and I'm not familiar with the board game. I've played a few board games like this, like Claustrophobia and I don't know, Hero Quest is kind of like this, I guess. So you have your different loadouts. It reminds me a lot of XCOM. A little bit more simplistic than XCOM because you've got basically grid movement. and things like that. So you've got your different squads, so you can select them by clicking on them. You can select their units here, and you can see each of them has action points down here. You've got 4 action points, and then every round you're going to get these command points here. So if you spend all 4 action points on one of the units, you can eat into these, basically spread them across your team. You're not always going to get this amount. Sometimes you may get 1, sometimes you may get 6. You never know. And then these icons here, again, a lot like XCOM, you can sort of do, ranged attack with this one, and then melee, and you can set your guy to sort of be in Overwatch mode, so if anybody walks in, you can have an opportunity fire, any Gene Stealers that walk in there, some more defensive positioning, and things like that. So you can zoom in and out here, we can see that, it's pretty cool. The graphics are really nice. Well, let's just get into combat here, and I am going to die and lose. So let's take a look at the overhead map. Okay, we want to get here, but we want to keep in mind, our flanks from these different directions while we're doing that. And so if I hold here, you can see, you maybe can't see, you can see that little 4 there. This is one of the things. If you press and hold, it'll give you sort of the help text of it, but my finger's covered up, so that's going to be 4. 4 plus 1, so I don't really necessarily want to move that. I didn't want to actually do that, which happens a lot. Let's go back and undo. Boom. And so that's pretty nice. So I'm just going to move him here. He's going to move through the door. Now I have actually increased the animation speed. These guys move really slow. Now facing is very important, so I can turn and then drag. You can kind of see a silhouette a little bit there. So I'm going to turn and face him down there. He's going to turn. That's going to eat up one of my extra action points. Slightly irritating for me to have to spend action points for facing. I assume the board game does that. But it is what it is. It's very important though in the game that you are, whoops, I didn't want to do that. I want to do this guy. But like I was saying, it's very important based on, because these are so corridor driven scenarios that you're facing is important, because if your back is to a Gene Stealer, then, too bad for you. Let's just get these guys moved up. Now you can issue multiple commands here, so you don't have to wait. So everybody can kind of move at the same time. So we're there. So I've got a couple extra command action points available there. Let's do this guy up 1 spot. Yeah, he's not going to open the door. Okay, not enough action. We're good. I'm just going to end turn. Gene Stealer's turn. What's he going to do? Okay, so you can see you've got blips here. Now, you're not going to be super sure how many Gene Stealers are showing up here. So in pass and play, you'll hand the guy the iPad and then, hand it back to them. Yeah, animation speed, I got it. Alright, so we know there are some Gene Stealers down here as well as up here. You can always check the map overlay, and you can kind of see where the blips are here and where your squad is. I assume once you get to, bigger levels, this will become more important. So let's just step this guy. Where is this? There's one up there. We got a lot coming this way, but this door is closed. So let's move him up to here. Alright, get going there, buddy. Alright, so I'm going to put him in Overwatch mode here. Click that. Yep, so anything that's going to walk into his line of sight, he's going to hit. And the corridor stuff here is very interesting. There's no way to I can't get him around guys or anything, so that's really seems to be sort of the key of the game here. I can move him 1 spot forward. You see anybody? Nope, Overwatch time. Yep, alright, so he's gonna, let's have you back him up in case he dies. I really feel like I don't know what the heck I'm doing with this game, because it feels like I'm doing the right thing, but I keep getting my butt kicked. Alright, end turn. Gene Stealer's movement. Here we go. Come on, come. Oh, there's like 6 in there. Great. A cool little animation there. It's a hit when it goes into the neat animation. You can see that guy's got a sword, so he's very good for melee combat. Booyah. Alright, rolling good. we can actually see here on this side the rolls and things, so you can see the extra. Here was a little melee combat. Ah, you wuss. He had the sword. I expected him to be able to handle a little bit of melee there. One thing on the easy is it will sort of reduce the amount of, holy cow, the amount of melee damage that you can take. So okay, these guys are all over the place. Ooh, too bad for you. What's up? Alright. Any more spawns here? Okay, he didn't deploy anybody else, so that's good. You can see, you know, like we saw before with the blips, you know, them coming in and out. So we do know exactly what we're dealing with here. Well, this guy's dead. This guy. Let's see here. This is gonna be. Let's just take this. Let's just try to take him out. Maybe we'll spend extra actions. That's a miss. You know, if it doesn't switch to the cool animation, it's a miss. I guess I could shut the door on him. I'm not going to do that though. It's a waste of time. Oop, click the guy. There we go. You're dead. So there's 2 more. So I've got some extra action points here, the command points. I'm going to save those for now. He may need to use them. Let's get these guys going here. So he... Can I get him up here? How many is that going to be? That's going to be 3. Okay. If I turn him, that's going to be 4. Alright, let's just do that. So he's going to move up, he's going to turn. That's going to use all 4 of my action points, unfortunately. And I can put him into Overwatch mode, which is helpful. Very helpful to be in Overwatch. Seem to hit more often. There must be a bonus to the die roll. Here's my flamethrower. Now the flamethrower is interesting because you can kind of lay down a suppressing fire. I kind of was keeping him back. Maybe I could have had him in the middle and I could have kind of flamethrowed this area so that, you know, it would kind of lock these guys in. There's a couple other interesting things. Sometimes doors will get busted and you'll need certain, it's like a bolt action rifle to open them, different things like that. So I think a lot of the game is going to be, like I said, you know, realizing what your units can do. And then, you know, basing your play on them. Come on, move. Turn that way. Oh, you can't. Oh, because it costs more to go backwards, which is unfortunate. Well, how many are here? There's 2 there. Alright, you got it. I'm going to take a risk. He's just going to move up. We're going to end the turn. What are you doing? Come on, use your sword there, buddy. There you go, Overwatch mode. To the rescue. Uh-oh. You got a jam. Hit him in the face. Oh, you're a dumbass. Sorry. Uh-oh, this could be dangerous. It's my flamethrower. Oh, I'm done. That's the end of the game. Alright, so that is a little bit of a short-lived thing there, but you kind of get the general idea. Like I said, the game is difficult, you know, based on basically the melee combat and things. There's probably a couple of things I could have done differently. I would say definitely play through the scenario. A couple of those are real basic and boring and kind of made me think the game was going to be super easy, but it's definitely not. Even the last thing in the scenario, the intro scenario, is pretty hard. So let's just go back here to the menu. And then I can just show you a couple things here. Let me just show you one other thing. I'm sure you can stop watching now. I just want to give you a sense. You got the 3 intro scenarios here. You know, here's the ambush one. This one is actually relatively difficult. It can be. Basically, you're moving your units here to get them to an escape pods out there, and then trying to, you know, fight off against these flanks here. And then once you get in here, then, you know, they can easily try to surround you up there. So definitely a difficult thing. You got to do this with a squad of 5 units, and you have to have 3 that actually make it. So anyway, it's a neat little game. Kind of reminds me as far as the UI and everything like the Warhammer Quest app, which I quite enjoyed and played through a lot of. So if you want to see me play through that, I guess I could do that. That's kind of a really, really long game. But yeah, similar to that, definitely harder than Warhammer Quest. So that is Space Hulk. Take a look. Thanks.